Hey, you know what it is, man. C'est 11 MTL, c'est on the spot with your boy J7. And today, man, I got a legend, man. I got an architect of bounce, architect of Louisiana sound, one of the major players in Cash Money Records success, the legendary Mannie Fresh in the building.
What's up? What's up, bro? Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to have you, man. It's an honor, man. Been a long-time fan, so it's dope to be sitting down with you. Having Mannie Fresh in Montreal, first thing I can ask you, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Montreal?
I mean, the warmness, the cleanness, the people, bro.
Okay.
Like, you know, they're just always so friendly. I've been here before, and like every time I come here is a warm welcome. Just the family, the friendly environment.
No doubt,
Yeah.
no doubt. I mean, like some kind of like that Southern hospitality.
Yeah, exactly.
And now that I have you here, I know right now you're touring with the legendary Juvenile as well, celebrating 25 years of Back That Ass Up and the project, I guess, 400 Degrees.
Yeah.
How has that tour been so far?
Bro, we post every night. You know how people always say it's going well or whatever. So our strategy has been this. We post concerts every night that we do so you can see what the crowd is like and what's the reaction. So it speaks for itself. It's not somebody going, oh, it's going well and it's done. So the proof is in, we show you every night what we do. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
no better way to do it.
Yeah, no better way to do it. So there's no special effects, no fireworks, no none of that. It's just in your face. You see with the crowds and you see the interaction with the people. And every time it's a different city and we keep selling out and they keep showing up. I'm very grateful.
That's fire. And to be doing it 25 years later.
Yes, sir.
And when I think about stuff like that, how would you compare Juvie, let's say touring with Juvie today compared to in 99?
Juvie's still hungry, bro. He ain't miss a beat. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the things that resonates with the fans and the crowd. Like the show starts off from the beginning lit and it ends on a lit note. So there's no dead points in it where, you know, we trying something experimental or whatever and all of that. It's just like, it's seeing this all over again, you know, and somebody
That's
going,
crazy.
Man, I remember every bit of this, you know, and what we do is we stick to the script. We stick to the songs that you love. So we're going to give you like an hour 20, an hour 30 minutes of songs that you love.
Hey, you know what people came to see, right?
Exactly. We don't break the rules. We give you all the hits.
Is there any places where you've been surprised through the years that like people listen to your music, whether it's you or any artist that you produce?
Yeah, I mean, coming from New Orleans, even here, Canada, Montreal, you know, it's surprising. I mean, Africa, you know, just all over the globe where people, you know, just have gravitated to that music. So it's surprising to me. Like just to leave out of New Orleans, you know, that's surprising.
Mannie, for real?
For real, bro. Like, you know, we because our New Orleans is a music bubble. You know, you go around music 17 hours a day, you know, and you don't think nothing else exists but this. Like, you know, so when you get out, you're like, oh my God, like there's other people that's checking this out.
For real. And speaking of dope music, I mean, you guys just did the Tiny Desk concert, which was legendary. And I know you mentioned that you kind of called the audible and switched up the set during the show or right before.
Yeah.
Is it easy to do with a guy like Juvie that you've been working with a long time?
Yeah, definitely. You know, because we rehearse a lot just so we could know every element of the song and the musicianship of the song. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times the show don't go like that. The show goes to what the crowd is doing, what the people, we play for the people. You know, we play for a vibe. And Tiny Desk is really just a little small office or whatever. And what happened was everybody found out that he was coming and it got crowded in there. So people kind of left work and all of that. And then we just looked out in the audience and saw like the way people were vibing. And it changed the whole dynamics of what we was doing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It was lit, man. It was dope to see the people singing back and forth. And even you just
because usually, you know, they don't show the crowd. They just show the
exactly.
So we wind up having a crowd full of people. And we was just like, oh yeah, this turned into a little concert.
I never seen Tiny Desk like that myself. So when we see you and Juvie, of course, you know, and it's the 25th anniversary, everybody wants to know what's going on with the Hot Boyz. Are we gonna have the reunion?
We got Weezy Fest coming after this. So
Lil Louisiana.
And you got a Hot Boyz tour after me and Juvie finish. So,
so this is officially going down. All the members?
It's going down. Yeah.
Okay, this is dope. Because I know there was a reunion, but Weezy didn't participate.
But that wasn't. It was worded wrong. It was Baby and Friends, and social media turned that into the reunion. That was not. You know what I'm saying? You know, once something hits Instagram or whatever it hits, one person say something and then everybody, it was never supposed to be that. It was never supposed to be.
Because everybody made it to seem like it was
everybody made it to seem that way because social media took on that and turned it into that. Okay. So it was something that Essence gave the Baby, and it was called Baby and Friends. Basically, it was Baby pretty much booked the acts how he wanted to. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So it was never really the official.
But there is.
The official.
But it's going down.
Yeah, right. The first one will be Wheezy Fest in New Orleans. That one is in 2 months, but that's the official.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
man. We're looking forward to that, man. What's your take on people that say, like, the hip hop purists? We're close to New York, and we get a lot of the purist talk out here that say, like, Cash Money, since Cash Money, it kind of shifted the culture to be like more, let's say, materialistic and ice and this and this.
Yeah,
and that kind
that's
of
the
thing.
gift and the curse. We never wanted to change hip hop that way. You got to think about it. That was our thing. Yeah. That was our thing. Mm-hmm. Now, everybody that followed, that was on hip hop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody should have stopped them a long time ago and say, figure out your own path or whatever you doing.
Because I know you're a real music fan.
Yeah.
Like, you appreciate it. So I know that you might not be like advocating 100% just to talk about the materialistic
I definitely don't. But that was our niche where we fit in at. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And hip hop turned into that because people started making hip hop easy to go like, oh, you know what? Let's just talk about money. Let's just talk about cars, and nobody called them out and made them accountable for it. So if anybody is to blame, is the people who you left in the hands of hip hop. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, hey, in every genre of music, the prices go up. If you're a country artist, if you was a country artist in the 80s, you probably made $30,000. If when you got into the 90s, you made $50,000. When you got into the 2000s, you got into $100,000. Mm-hmm. Now, if we talk about hip hop, it depreciated. The super producer made $60,000 to $100,000 a track.
Back in those years, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you take the Pharrells, the the Timbalands, or whatever.
But isn't that because it became easier to actually
produce
the music?
Who let all of that in? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I think it's also the way we consume music, right? Now it goes so fast.
Yeah,
but we don't appreciate it the way we should, maybe.
But just think about this for 1 second. Will country let you be a fad? They won't let you do that.
You're right.
We got to call you out on like, nah, bro.
You're right.
You can't get past the gates with that. We let anybody do it now. You know what I'm saying? If you sounded like Biggie in my era, nobody wanted to hear you. If you sounded like Pac, nobody. It was like
you were a biter.
You was a biter. That word don't even exist no more. You know what I'm saying?
Now they call you a hater if you say he's a biter.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Hey, but speaking of that era, do we know officially who came up with the term Bling Bling?
Yeah, that was between me and Wayne, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's two different things. So Wayne had an earlier Cash Money song where he said bling. He was like, tell me what kind of nigga got diamonds that'll bling blind you. That was in the song. But the chorus of Bling Bling, I wrote it. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so you brought it to another
level. And I was like, what if we call it like Bling Bling? You know what I'm saying? When I did that song, I showed up with the words and everything.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And it took on. So if it's got to be credit, it's got to be me and Wayne. I liked when he said that word,
you took it and you twisted it.
Yeah.
That's fire. And it made it all the way to the dictionary.
Yeah.
Next level, man. And speaking of Wayne, you're somebody who worked with him since he's a child, pretty much.
Yeah.
In the game, he was like, I think 11 or when he started with BG. Could you tell that he was?
Oh yeah, he was the first one there, last one to leave, and still work like that. You know what I'm saying? He'll sit in the corner and just watch what goes on, and then when it clear out, he gonna go for it. You know what I'm saying? He's like, okay, all y'all finished. Now let me do me. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
And even if you think of back that ass up, Wayne waited around to do that little end part.
It's a classic little
He
bridge.
waited around. He knew like this was gonna be a song. You know, this was gonna be something big. So imagine like the studio is emptying out and it's me and Juvie. And Wayne is in the corner waiting for his turn to do that after you back it up, then stop. He was like, oh, I'm getting on this song.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And what do you think of the Super Bowl thing in New Orleans right now? Like, do you think, because there was a big controversy talk about Wayne should have been the one doing it.
Listen, I would have loved to have Wayne in it. I would have, and I'm sure that Wayne is going to kind of agree the same way I'm saying, but that's ultimately the NFL money.
Yeah,
That's their
it
choice.
is.
You know what
It
I'm
is.
saying? I would have loved to have him in it.
100%.
But I am a
You
fan.
might have been there too if he's on there, right?
Yeah, but I'm a fan of hip hop. Whoever's doing it, good luck to you. You know what I'm saying?
I respect it.
And I feel like, yeah, I would have loved to, but I'm not dissing nobody else for getting that spot or whatever. You feel me?
I respect it. I respect it. I got you here. We're talking Cash Money. I was a big No Limit guy growing up. You know what I mean? And it was a big thing, right? It was like there wasn't no collaborations, but and especially us in Montreal, I was like, well, what's the story? Why aren't they collaborating? Then you see the artists know each other and stuff. Is there some artist on No Limit that you would have liked to work with back in those days?
Well, I kind of did. You know, when we was growing up, we just you had to pick a side when labels came.
No, but I'm talking during the heyday. You know.
Yeah, like all of us felt that way. But by the way beef happens and tensions happen, the No Limit and Cash Money turned into something completely different because it was different neighborhoods. Yeah. So your neighborhood made you not want to do that. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
No Limit. No Limit was from the Calio project. Most of Cash Money was from the Magnolia project. Mm-hmm. So that meant like, hey, if you did this, then you had beef with their project. You know what I'm saying? So it was that deep. Yeah.
Too much of a headache to get into.
Exactly.
Kind of
yeah.
Okay. And KLC obviously is one of my favorite producers too.
Yeah, me and KLC grew up DJing in clubs together. You know what I'm saying? Since kids.
To see that you guys went on the club circuit, then each went on a different label, and each major names obviously for each other. But the difference is though, he had a team. He had Beats by the Pound. Were you sometimes like, man, I wish I had a team too to help me?
I totally like the way I did things.
Because it's crazy to say that you did every track for like so many years.
Yeah.
You never felt like, hey man, I could use a...
No.
Okay. Because I had heard Birdman say like he had an opportunity to bring in a young Kanye at a certain point.
I remember Kanye coming over there.
Oh, for
you know
real?
What I'm saying? And I knew early on Kanye had something. You know, he played like some of the first tracks that was on Jay's album. And I was just like, but Baby and them wasn't open to sped up samples because they never heard that before. They was like, man, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, that's jamming, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So even when you were saying that's fire, they were like still, they passed on.
And part of what Cash, like these dudes was real serious neighborhood dudes. They didn't want nothing outside. He won't say that, but I'll say it for him.
They bring that
mentality
to the game.
They didn't want nothing outside influencing Cash Money. Nothing at all. You know what I'm saying?
But that's a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
It's a gift and a curse.
It was a lot of artists that they passed on because they wasn't simply from our neighborhood.
Wow. But you see, like Mac, for example, is one of my favorite MCs from the NO, right?
Yeah.
And knowing that you produced, I don't know if you produced it. I Need Wheels.
Yeah.
You produced that
when he was a kid.
That's incredible, man. So and seeing like his story, you know what I mean? And because a lot of people from the Cash Money and No Limit camps, we've seen like it end sadly, whether it's jail or they lose their life or whatnot. Yeah. So seeing a guy like Mac doing 21 and actually coming out to the I guess the fanfare that he got when he came out. How was that?
Then,
because
even social media, when we was all kind of happy that it happened the way it happened, he got out. But we all knew Mac didn't do it, but that's our story against the world because that is not in his characteristics. But that was crooked ass Louisiana.
That's what I'm saying. Like
that's a common thing in Louisiana. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy,
that was kind of like a money grab. And when they found out he didn't have the money that they thought, it's like the powers that be was pissed off about it. And this man spent, most of his life in jail for something that, that's not nowhere in his character.
You could tell.
Yeah.
Even as a fan, you could tell. And then knowing that he has like the classics that he had, it's sad that he got robbed of that.
This even in court, like he was they never called him by his name. They called him the camouflage assassin. And I'm just like, how can you call somebody that in court?
When he's
this is not his name. That is his profession. You know what I'm saying? They brought up lyrics from songs and all of that. And it's just like, I'm like, dude, did your lawyer work for them?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy, man. It's good to see he's back home.
Yes, sir. Hey, look, that's our baby boy, bro. I'm glad he's back.
100%.
And as you can tell, the dynamics have changed, around New Orleans. All of us kick it. KL, Mac, all of us. Like, what I'm saying?
Shout out to Feed, my dog Feed.
Yes, all of us.
Big shout out to the whole fam, man, no doubt. And I mean, I got you here, I heard this buzzing right now on social media. Who let the dogs out?
Yeah.
Is that for real?
Yeah, somebody actually posted that somebody went crazy and said, you didn't do that. I was like, I didn't say I did the song.
Oh, you
I
just
said
did-
I gave the idea and they ran with it. You know what I'm saying? And
But that's a true thing.
Yeah. And you know, it was just like one of them times where somebody peeped their head in the studio. And I think I was doing Still Fly at the time. Like I was doing that song.
Classic
Like, you
record.
know what I'm saying? And the dude was like, do you want to work on da-da-da-da? And I just gave him an idea and closed the door. You know what I'm saying? And then when I heard it, I was like, holy shit, that's the song. Who let the dog?
So, okay, but you can't be like, hey, man,
Yeah, and I would
just
never
let it
do
be,
that.
right?
It's just one of them stories that's, you know what I'm saying? It's just
part of the game.
Yeah, it's part of
Charge
the game.
it to the game.
Exactly.
Basically.
Exactly.
Okay. Quick thing before we go. When you see Eminem sampling Ha,
Yeah.
how do you react to that on his latest
That's
album?
badass. I mean, that's the things that you want, like when you know you made it. You know what I'm saying? I remember somebody called me. I forget what album it was, but it was when Jay-Z said "Fresh like Mannie be chain like antifreeze."
Yeah.
Like somebody's like, "Bro, did you hear Jay intro? He shouted you out in his intro," and I was like, "Wait, Jay-Z?" And they was just like, "Yeah, like you know what I'm saying?"
That's crazy.
And you know when people like that who are your hip hop heroes, you know, M is like he's the dog. He's you know what I'm saying. He is the
man.
dude, and for him to do it, like you know what I'm saying. And Raymond actually was the one who first sent it to me, and I was just like, "Holy shit." It's Eminem, like you
That's
know what I'm
crazy.
saying?
That's fire. Man.
Yeah.
And I guess a nice check comes with that too.
Yeah, definitely.
There we
Yeah.
go. Before we get out of here, once again, the legendary Mannie Fresh here with us, man. I'm gonna give you some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Give me the quick answer. You know what I'm saying? So if I say DJ or producing,
Both. I'm both. I'm strong in both of those worlds.
okay, we're kind of breaking the rules, but we're gonna keep going. Finish the phrase. If I can produce a whole album,
Marvin Gaye. It would be Marvin Gaye, the late great Marvin Gaye.
okay. And what if it would be anybody from the Cash Money roster?
Anybody from the Cash Money roster? Oh my God. Like anybody?
Rapid fire.
Juvie. Give me Juvie.
Okay. Okay. Favorite song or beat that I produced?
I don't have one.
No?
I'm still
Not one?
producing. Yeah, I don't have one.
Okay.
Some of my favorite songs y'all never even heard.
See, the first one that comes to my mind is In My Life, Juvenile.
Yeah.
That beginning to classic. Had to say it.
I got
Okay.
stuff on my hard drive that to me is like, oh my God, this,
Throw it out there, man.
it's gonna come around. Yeah.
Okay. Name association. I give you a name, you give me the first thing that comes to your mind, all right? If I say Soulja Slim.
Oh man, Soulja Slim. I'm gonna say that's the way y'all grew up, Magnolia Slim. We don't know him as Soulja Slim.
Oh, okay.
We Magnolia Slim in
Slim.
New Orleans. Yeah.
Okay. Fair. If I tell you DMX.
The dog, you heard me?
Let's go.
DMX is one of the greats, bro. One of the
Absolutely.
greats.
Absolutely.
I would say one thing.
You toured with him, right?
When I tell you the first 3 shows, they kicked our ass, and me and Juvie was paying attention to how he performs and what he do. It changed the whole outlook of how we looked at it.
Wow.
And Juvie will tell you the same story.
That's like a testament to his skills.
Yeah.
I respect it. Okay. Master P.
Marketing genius.
Okay. Pimp C.
Pimps, one of a kind. One of a kind. Never will be another.
I like it. Slim from Cash Money.
Slim definitely is the brains and the hustle. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. E40.
Oh my God. Greatest entrepreneur ever.
I respect it.
With the mouthpiece. The
Yeah,
mouthpiece
facts.
entrepreneur.
It's linguistics come with that.
Yeah.
Birdman.
Same thing. I would say Baby is I say he's the coach that you could be down 30 points and you got 3 and there's 3 seconds left and he still could convince you that you could win.
That's dope. You need that on the team.
Yeah,
You need that.
yeah.
That's a coach you need. Maybe, will there be maybe another Big Timers?
It could possibly happen. Yeah.
Okay. One last one for you before we get out of here. Diddy.
Oh man, prayers. Because I believe in this. You innocent until you're guilty.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I don't have those type of feelings that the internet is giving you about dude. Like you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And what I'm saying is give him a chance to tell his story before we condemn him. We know some of the wrong things he done, but at the same token, everybody's done something wrong. So if you're gonna help, give that man some prayers. You know what I'm saying? Give him some ups and wait to see how this play out. I feel like social media is giving
Goes
dude
so fast.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know if he did it or didn't do it, but I just know the powers of social media is kind of crazy. So you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna wait to see what happens before I condemn somebody and say like, you know what? And on top of that, the music, the music before all of that.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? The music before all of that. Don't turn the music into what somebody else did, because that shit been going on for forever.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. Any last words for our Montreal people or Quebec and Canada people watching right now?
I be back. You heard me over and over again. Y'all can't get rid of me.
Let's go, man. Big shout out, legendary Mannie Fresh. It's your boy J7 11TL on the spot. We are like that. Respect, my bro.
Thank you, bro.